What's going on, everybody? My name is BCN with G-Dog, BCN G-Dog.
That's me.
We are going to go ahead and jump into our second set, best of 3, for our, I'm not sure which one. This might be our third, maybe second. Bronze, second,
Oh,
bronze
third,
through
second.
gold tournament. This is going to be our NA section. Do you mind introducing these two comrades?
Oh, I would never mind, unless you didn't pay me. Spawning on our bottom left position, you can say bottom left, is our orange Terran. I almost thought that was a different color. Orange Terran, the great one. Spawning on our top position is one of the Baconators, our buddy BCNVonreaper. CBT. Not, ladder. It's I don't know where I was going with that one. Just pretend I didn't talk.
I don't want to. I like hearing you talk.
I want to go ahead and point out that I have practiced a lot with BCNVonreaper. He is a very aggressive player. Very aggressive. His Zergling control is very well, especially if you let him in your base. Don't do that. Yeah, like I said, he's a very aggressive player. His speedling control is very well. I've never seen GreatOne play, but Terran, he's probably pretty calm right now, but he did say his TBZ wasn't that well. So he might be a little worried, but I think overall it's not a huge deal, because this is best of 3.
Holy moly, these guys are really jibber jabbering around here. It's like they're both getting their haircut in the same business,
Yeah.
and they're just sitting next to each other, just talking about life, talking about all the good things. We're gonna see the mandatory wall off going down for GreatOne as he sends his supply depots SCV to go ahead and go across the world. We're gonna actually pass that Overlord right at the middle mark. That's how you know two players are gonna go ahead and scout at the same time as they meet directly in the middle. It's always the fun. It's always cute to see those two Overlords in a ZVZ just kind of give each other a little kiss, little peck on the cheek on the way there.
What's the ZBT?
Well, in this case, I guess that the SCV gave that Overlord
Right.
a peck
Obviously,
on the
I know what you mean, bro.
something on a tentacle.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know, standard schmandard, 14 pull, 14 gas. I think he went gas first, though. Or did he go? Yeah, gas first. You got the supply with the bottom of the ramp. Nothing special really happening there. You know what that's for, right? It's just for pylon blocking, so you can't block somebody in whenever you're cheesing, I assume.
I guess potentially you could take off 3 SCVs and do a supply depot wall with a bunker rush on like a 12 hatch or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was just told it was there for like cannon issues, like if you're cannon rushing, so you can't pylon block it in. So, no big deal there. Just point that out. Standard,
Very interesting. The GreatOne gonna go ahead and opt for that command center in base. Not sure. I guess GreatOne saw that first gas maybe and doesn't feel like it's safe to go ahead and venture out quite yet.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of common in TBZ. Normally, people are kind of a little bit nervous about just kind of putting that expansion out in the open. I sometimes whenever I play, I don't feel well, like, especially if I see only one gas. I feel really tense about it, so I normally build in my base. One of the weird things is he's putting it really close to the inner of his base, when if he made it a little bit like kind of further out, he probably could have had it landed a little bit faster, just to get that little extra boost in his economy.
And let's see if BCNVonreaper is gonna opt to put down any tech right now. We aren't seeing any drones coming off the gas. Baneling nest actually going down. I think Vonreaper is confident that he's facing a fast expand, but I do think there is going to be enough time for the GreatOne to go ahead and put up a wall that's going to go ahead and deny this Baneling shenanigans. Will this turn into a 2-base all-in with very little saturation on the natural, or will this just be some aggression, a little tap to go ahead and keep the GreatOne on his toes and possibly take out some units? These speedlings going to go ahead and run right through. I think I just heard a supply depot bump up at the last second.
I think that was the orbital, actually. I believe it was. I think it was the orbital. I'm not sure though. I don't know. I'll watch the replay just to figure that out.
Oh, what? Oh, the sound? If the
Yeah,
sound?
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was the orbital lifting though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that supply depot then I guess just was up the whole time, playing
I
it safe than sorry.
These two barracks are kind of going to float down here just to increase the protection of this wall. It's going to be really hard for banelings to do anything. That is a lot of speedlings, though.
Yeah.
And this marine here is going to be able to see that.
Alrighty, so here comes the pressure. The wall looks like it's already going to be down. Very interesting that these barracks are going to go ahead and be the backup instead of the wall. We'll see if this works out. A factory already is down, so with the TheGreatOne, 3 Raxes and his tech on the way. I do think that the TheGreatOne is going to have a fine time defending this, which may put BCNVonreaper in a very tough spot.
This is a very, very advanced wall. This is crazy. There's 2 layers of just pure steel.
Yeah, the Terminator
up
call.
top are in a very, yeah.
And yeah, so
serious face.
VonReaper, I think, just gonna take his losses and get right back to drone production. And we do see it happening so far on the production tab.
Right, at least we can say that he didn't actually try to engage in that, because if he would have probably lost all of his units, and it probably would have been GG, but doing the smart thing, he kind of kept his units, and just kind of said, well, I'd rather just keep my units and have them for defense than sacrifice them into a giant weird wall that is kind of scary.
Yeah, well, the TheGreatOne looks like he's not too scared. Gonna venture this SCV off, who's gonna meet a Baneling. Maybe he can go ahead and waste some Banelings. There goes at least one.
At least there is one.
But no scouting. Or I guess not that much scouting. Not going to take that tower. He does have this tower closest to BCNVonreaper though, and that's going to be extremely valuable for him to have.
Because it's almost impossible to escape the base without that tower seeing, and the only way to do that is if you go all the way around the 3rd and come down to the 4th and then kind of move up the ramp there, but that's just a really big waste of time and nobody's ever going to do that. But he does have 2 Zerglings. No, they're not moving to the tower. I don't even think VonReaper has even noticed his tower. It's been taken this whole game. This SCV has been kind of just chilling here for a really long time, and VonReaper just doesn't really care about his tower. These Zerglings are going to be moving across the map, and this, like we were saying, this tower has perfect sight of it. Sees all of these Zerglings, these couple Banelings, he sees all of this, and you would think that he would at least send 1 Zergling over just to kind of have the tower. Baneling speed is going to go down. He's probably trying to do a lot of huge Baneling buffs, which I would probably really like to see. Just a bunch of Zerglings morphing into Banelings and just like trying to take down this wall, but this wall is very secure. Oh, it's very secure, but if he can get through the wall, these Banelings can probably tear a hole right through these Marines and these Hellions.
Very interesting to see these 2 factories. We see one of the factories going to go ahead and have that reactor on it. Usually you do see that little swap with the Stargate, but here we do have a little deviation from your standard schmandard shenanigans with TVZ. So we are going to see a factory with the tech lab. Now, is this a response to not being able to secure a 3rd as soon as he would want to? You see a 10-minute 3rd coming down from BCNVon. A little pack unit is going to go ahead and just hang out at the middle of the map, not actually taking advantage of either towers, which actually these towers are going to be very instrumental in catching any obvious drops.
Right, these towers are going to be extremely useful for kind of just straight up across the map. These overlords are actually in a really good position as well, so in case he tries to come from the side, a lot of speedlings are on the map. He's going Ling and Ling Bling, maybe Ling Bling Muta for late game, but right now it's just kind of he's pretty much trying to go all in, I assume, with just trying to go through the whole game with just speedlings and mainlings.
And a lot of times when you see just these little units, these speedlings and banelings, it can mean that all those other resources are being saved up for something big and juicy. Nice little medevac going to go ahead and put on some harassment. Might opt to just harass on the 3rd and then jump into the main. No sign of a 3rd command center quite yet. Let's see what do we have coming out of this. We do have the tank siege coming up. We might see dual. We might see a slow push coming out of here, but will it be too late? It's the question that I ask.
25 Banelings on the way for BCNVonreaper. Now I don't know if anybody has ever played Zerg before, but that's a lot of Banelings, and like that's a lot of banelings, and those banelings, if micro correctly, can do actually a lot of damage. If like you can simply even get through this wall, which almost looks impenetrable.
Oh no! And this poor little SCV is gonna finally get taken down.
Pew pewed.
He will not go down in vain, though. He gave so much vision, so much intel.
We have a moment of silence for that poor little SCV.
Yeah, that little guy. But we do see
Alright, time's
the
up.
Great One at 14 minutes, still with no third. This could work against him, but it looks like he may be moving out for a powerful 2-base push.
This push, but if VonReaper can hold this push, he will be ahead. A lot of banelings, like we were saying. These speedlings, if they can get a proper surround, they can do a lot of damage. There's 3 infestors moving out who are burrowed. They're probably going to go try to harass a third. There is no detection, so these infestors could walk straight up into Terran's base and just eat the mineral line with their infested Terran friends.
Kind of amazing to watch this Hellion shoot their flamethrower over these Marines' shoulder. Holy moly.
Yeah,
That's that's a little... I guess those are some powerful suits, and it looks like we are going to have this possibly a two-prong attack going down. Baneling, so many units going to surround and nibble. Oh, and that was bad.